All right, today we have more with percents. If you're like, more? What do you mean more? I didn't have any percents to start with. That means you didn't watch part 1. So we're going on to part 2. This is in your notes, in your table of contents, more with percents. Okay? So, more with percents. Here we go. Example 1. I want you to find 43% of 180. And I'm going to show you this in a way where we're working on your number sense along with your math sense. If you're like, I have neither of those, then start listening. And I'm trying to help you. Alright, we're going to start by drawing a picture. Okay, and it's going to be a line, so go ahead and draw out a line. And on this horizontal line, I'm going to have one endpoint at 0%. Another endpoint at 100%. Okay, so that's all I've done first. I've drawn my line 0 to 100% because we're working with percents. So I want to draw out a number line and have it be dealing with percents. And then on there, to prepare for this problem, I'm going to go halfway because I know halfway between 0 and 100% is 50%. Alright, now I am prepared to start this problem. So I'm going to look and see what it's asking me. It's saying find 43% of this total amount of 180. So I'm going to put in a different color on my number line these values. So 43%, where is it going to go on my number line? Well, 43 is between 0 and 50, and it's closer to 50. So with my different color, I'm going to just place it about right here, and that's 43%. Got it. And now I also need to place 180 in there. So I'm going to go ahead and write 180, but that's not percent. So I have a whole nother side of my number line that I have not used, and that's this side over here. So I'm going to have that be representing my numbers. So my percents are on the top. My numbers, just regular old numbers, are on the bottom. And 180 is my total amount. If I got 100%, I got 180 of them correct. So I'm going to attach the 180 with, and actually that was the same color. I should be using the same color as this one. So I had 43% here, in between 0 and 50. And then I have 180 that I'm placing with the 100. Okay? Then with a highlighter, and again, if you don't have these at home, you're just dealing in one color, but we're going to see this in class also. I'm going to highlight the parts on the line in which I wrote out 43% and 180. So I have 43% that is attached with nothing on the bottom, and then I have the 100% which is attached with 180. Okay? So right from there, I see I have something I could set up mathematically to figure out this answer. And I'm just going to put here question mark. That's what we're trying to find. We're trying to find what 43% is worth. So I see ratios here. I see different ratios I could set up. I'm going to set one up here. I see I could have 43 goes with question mark, just as 100 goes with 180. Or if I don't like that setup, I could set it up this way. 43 goes with 100, just as question mark goes with 180. Okay, so let's just set up a proportion and go with it. Since we highlighted this way, let's go ahead and set those up. So I have 43 goes with question mark, just as 100 goes with 180. So as you can see across in this proportion, I have 43% across the top, 43 per 100, and then I have something per 180. So here, to solve it, do you see any relationships happening? No, I don't. I see I have a variable on the denominator, so to solve, if there's no relationships between this and this, and between this and this, then I'm going to have to resort to algebra. And in order to solve this one, I need the question mark on the numerator. So I'm going to have to flip this around. And I'm going to flip it so that I have question mark over 43 equals 180 over 100. So now I have my question mark on the numerator, and I can solve using algebra to get rid of a division by 43 and get my unknown alone. How would I get rid of division by 43? I am going to multiply by 43. So I'm going to have question mark over 43 times 43 equals 180 over 100 times 43. So now these are opposite operations, inverse operations, so I'm going to cancel those out, and now I will have my unknown value, which is this mess. So I have 180 over 100 times 43 over 1. Could I simplify anything, cross-reduce anything before I actually start this? Yes. 180 over 100 right here. I see they both have zeros. I'm going to go ahead and cancel those out. So really, that's the same thing as 18 over 10. Could anything else reduce? Yes. 18 and 10 are both divisible by 2. So 18 divided by 2 is 9, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. Is there anything else that reduces? 9 and the 5? 43 and the 5? No. So I go ahead and multiply across. 43 times 9 is 387. So I end up with 387 over 5 times 1, which is 5. So my question mark equals that mess. That's improper. So I have to take it one step further. So my improper fraction of 387 divided by 5, and I do some long division here. 5 goes into 38 7 times, and 5 goes into 37 7 times again. But I have something left over, so I'm going to go ahead and write it as a mixed number. So my question mark value here is going to be, trying to get rid of all my markings here. Question mark value is 77, and what left over? 2 out of what we divided by 5. So 43% of 180 is 77 and 2/5. And I want you to see if you think this is reasonable. You're like, Miss Eberly, I got the answer, leave it alone. Well, looking back at the picture, does 77 and 2/5 seem like it should be placed right here? Well, the whole thing was worth 180. What's half worth? What would half be? Off the top of your head, half of 180? It's 90. Is 77 and 2/5 a little less than 90? Yes. It seems reasonable. It seems like it's making number sense. Okay? So I just went through one percentage problem here, and I'm going to go through one more quick one. I'm saying super quick. So this is going to be like 20% of, let's go 50. Okay, so I started with a really tough one, and now I'm going kind of simple on you. Starting same way, 0%, 100%, go halfway to 50%. And now I'm going to draw in, different color, what I have here, 20%. 20% is kind of closer to 0%. And then 50. 50 is a number, so it's going to go on the bottom. And that's the whole thing, 50. And I'm trying to find what 20% is worth. So here are my values there. Okay. And now I need to set up a proportion. So I'm going to set it up. I have 20 goes with question mark just as 100 goes with 50. And now I would see if I have any relationships that I see to where I don't need to use algebra. I see 2 relationships happening. So I'm going to go ahead and use it. I see something here. And since I need to go from 20 to the question mark this way, I'm going to go from 100 to 50 by dividing by 2. So I'm going to take 20 divided by 2, and I will get my question mark value of 10. And again, does it seem reasonable? We'll go halfway. Half of 50 is 25. Would 10 seem reasonable on our picture? It sure would. So we have there 2 examples, one spicy, one mild. We'll be practicing it in class. See you then.